All right. The Virginia election is happening. The polls have officially closed, I believe. I know people that were still in line are still have the opportunity to vote. It is 7:41 Eastern Standard Time. And look, I'm not doing this live because I'm trying to start a debate between Democrats and Republicans. If you've seen my content enough, you know I really don't care. But I will say that for a lot of people, voting matters, and I did vote. And at the end of the day, I voted for the candidate that I believe that's going to somewhat have my best interests at hand. Because at this point, it's all the political parties are bought and paid for by corporate America, which is fine. It's the American way. But I will say with all sincerity that I was born and raised in the state of Virginia. I'm a Virginian all day. Even though I love the West Coast the most, I'm a Virginian all day. But I will say that specifically Northern Virginia, nothing will, regardless of who wins this governor's race, nothing's really going to change in the state of Virginia. Meaning that there still will be an income state tax because obviously the state government generates revenue from the income state taxes. That's number one. Number two, still going to be very overcrowded. The areas that generate the most money in Virginia, and I'm not knocking any other part of the state, but let's just call it what it is. It's like this in any other state that you go to, wherever the most jobs are, therefore there's more taxes that are collected from a sales tax perspective and personal property tax perspective. And in this state, income state tax perspective. So, no, number one, the part of the state that I'm from, Northern Virginia, that where all the it's connected. Northern Virginia is basically a suburb of Washington D.C. All right, it's connected via a lot of government jobs, a lot of government contracting, military bases. I mean, heck, the Pentagon, what used to be known as the Department of Defense, Department of War headquarters is in Northern Virginia, right outside of D.C. You know, so that's a big deal. Shout out to the veterans. Shout out to the people that are in uniform. Shout out to the people that help, keep America safe. Anyways, the most populous part of the state. Then number two, you have the seven cities, Tidewater, Virginia, known as Hampton Roads, Chesapeake, Norfolk, Newport News, Portsmouth, Virginia Beach, and out in Suffolk. I finally got it right. Finally, I forget one to two of the seven cities and whatnot, but the Tidewater, Virginia. That's another part of Virginia where you have the importing and exporting going on, and then of course the biggest naval bases on the East Coast, Norfolk, Virginia. Shout out to the sailors. Shout out to the veterans. Shout out to people in the military. So with that being said, I mean, heck, the Navy SEALs train in Virginia Beach. So with that being said, and then of course the state capital, Richmond, Virginia, where my father's family is from. Shout out to Richmond, Virginia. I used to go there all the time. So my brother and his kids live down there. So those are the three major areas. That's where the state government's at, state colleges. Then obviously the government contracts, the tobacco industry, and then, of course, you have a good significant presence of the federal government there because of the state government being there, Homeland Security, Department of State, National Guards, and of course the DEA, FBI. List goes on and on. But with that being said, those are the major areas that most people, Virginians, live at because that's the areas, parts of the state that most people can get a decent job in and start and have a good, successful business in. So at the end of the day, whoever wins, they win, and I'll leave it at that. But I will say at the end of the day that Virginia will still be, for the most part, overpriced state. The current governor and the previous governor has not done anything to address the cost of living in the state. Um, so so we'll go from there and leave it at that. But anyways, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens and go from there. And it should be an interesting election. I know the polls should be in by within the next hour, and we'll go from there. But anyways, if you're new here, do the great three things: like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves on your liberal. La Fools in Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life. At the end of the day, we'll see what happens. Either way, I always say, no matter who's in the White House, governor's house, and mayor's house, make your money moves. Do what you got to do and move on with your life because life's too short to be worried about any nonsense like that or any idiots that are trolling online, because, real adults say stuff to your face and not on the internet. Anyways, take care. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you later, and we'll see where this thing, where the election goes from there. But I know the state of Virginia is going to be the state of Virginia, overpriced, overcrowded, basic and boring as always. So, and I can say that because I'm from here. So, anyways, take care, and we'll see where the chips will fall.